Right, let's get going. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's training with neuroflash with our magic pen. I hope you're doing all right, and I'm so happy to have you here. While we wait for some others to join, let me quickly introduce the tools that we're using today. On the right side of your screen, you should see a chat function where you can just enter any questions that you might have, and from time to time throughout the training, I will look at the chat and see if there's some questions, and if so, I'll do my best to try to answer them. And on the left side, you should see myself and my shared screen. And also, I hope that you can see me well and hear me well. And if that's not the case, just let me know in the chat, and I'll try to fix it. All right, it looks like everybody's there. Then just let's get going. Okay. Today in this training, as you might see on your sign up page to this training, we're going to talk about corporate website text. So how can we use neuroflash? How can we use artificial intelligence to create text for your corporate website? Before we jump into some examples of such corporate website text and going into our neuroflash app, I'll start with some basics about neuroflash, about artificial intelligence and how that all works. And in the end, I want to give you some SEO hacks that you can use with neuroflash, just because whenever we talk about website, whenever we talk about text on your website, obviously SEO is of high relevance, and neuroflash also helps you there with increasing your SEO score. My name is Lasse. I'm part of the marketing team in neuroflash from Germany. And yeah, I've been doing those webinars for the past 2 months, I would say. And in the end of the session today, it's going to last 30-35 minutes. In the end, I'll share a link to a survey, and we're always open for feedback because this concept is rather new. I would be glad if you could take 2 minutes of your time in the end to give us some feedback in that survey, so we know how to improve this kind of webinars. Okay, let's jump right in with the basics into neuroflash, into the technology and how that all works. As you know, neuroflash is an AI text generator that tries to help you create text in a more efficient, more creative, and quicker way, right? But how does it work? Neuroflash is based on a language model with the name GPT-3. This language model, GPT-3, this artificial intelligence, has crawled through 10% of the entire internet and has collected a total of 300 billion words. It has gone through social media, through blogs, through publicly available websites, and collected all those 300 billion words. And through that, it has gained knowledge about how we people communicate, how we people write, and what we actually mean when we say something. So this language model and neuroflash, we combine this large corpora of text with some insights into psychology to allow the AI to not only know what kind of words exist, but also how and what kind of associations there are between words in order to formulate sentences that we cannot really differentiate from sentences and words that we write as human beings. Just to give you an understanding of how large this 300 billion words actually is, the entire environment world of Wikipedia only consists of 3 billion words. So 300 billion versus 3 billion words, that's quite a huge difference, and yeah, kind of explains why this AI text generation works so well. But what is the actual technology behind it, and how does this actually work? So how are those sentences actually formulated? And like so many other things in AI and data science, this is all more or less based on a probability calculation. So whenever the technology GPT-3 sees a word, for example, good, it calculates what is the word that is most likely to follow after that word good. And those words might be morning, day, or evening, dependent on the context, right? And this way it goes step by step until it completes an entire sentence that we cannot really differentiate from a sentence that, for example, I could have written. But how does the technology actually know if in a certain context, morning, day, or evening fits best? And this is actually where neuroflash comes into play. because with neuroflash, we provide this context. And the way we do that is with our AI copywriting process, which is a super easy process that we're about to do in our app in 2 or 3 minutes from now, or let's say 5 minutes. What you'll find in neuroflash, what you will always find in neuroflash, is what you can see here on the left side, which is a briefing template. Because what you first have to do for the AI to work is to select a certain language. We offer a total of 8 languages at the moment that you can use to write some text. Those are German, English, Italian, Spanish, Dutch, for example. So there are quite a few, 8 in total that you can use. And then secondly, you have to select a certain text type. So you give the AI a context, what kind of text you actually want to create, what kind of text you want to generate. And here at the moment, we offer a total of 80 different text types. And let me quickly introduce to you what kind of categories of text types we have. First of all, we have some general writing tools. These you can use to create text, but also to edit existing text. For example, you could upload a regular text that doesn't really have a structure, and you can upload it into neuroflash, and neuroflash with a fitting text type, which is called outline, will give you a fitting outline to that text. So you have help from neuroflash to give that unstructured text structure. Secondly, we have a category called channel-specific text types. Just imagine you're an online marketing manager for your company and you're responsible of content creation, text creation for all the well-known online marketing channels, such as Google, email marketing, social media. For all of those kind of channel-specific text, we offer text types, so you can generate text that is just suited for those kind of use cases. Then we have a more, let's say, abstract kind of category of text types, which we call customer insights and psychology. Here, one of the text types that we offer follows the AIDA model, which you might know, which is often used for communication, for text creation for communication, which will generate you text, but already split it into 4 kind of phases: awareness, interest, desire, action. So you already know what kind of pieces of the text you can use for which kind of role within your communication. And then lastly, as the name already implies, we have some tools that will make your life easier, which will make you work more efficiently. And here you could, for example, rewrite existing text, which is also important, and I'm going to show you that later, for the context of SEO, because duplicated content is never good. Google doesn't really like that. So you could rewrite text to have similar text, yet different text that is not counted as duplicated content. You could summarize longer text, or you could have short text continued in order to make it longer. So these are the kind of efficiency tools that we're talking about. Let me go back one more step and talk to you about the last 2 kind of fields that you usually find in the briefing templates in neuroflash. Here you actually give the topic context. So what kind of product are we talking about? What kind of service are we talking about? What are your keywords? So what words are super important to be included in the generated text? And maybe what is your brand name and your product name? So these are the last 2 fields that you always have to enter. And based on that information, so based on the description and the keywords you put in, neuroflash with the AI in the background will generate text for you in real time, text that is unique. So this is super important. Every text that you will get generated by neuroflash is completely unique. You don't have to worry about copyright or plagiarism. All that text is just generated for you in your specific context. With this, let me quickly talk about some examples that I found throughout my research about what kind of typical corporate website text exists out there, and what kinds of text can we actually then have texted by neuroflash. So first of all, what I often found is what I call a website hero text. So this is mainly a text that you find on the homepage of a website. It's maybe 2 or 3 sentences, a headline and a subline, just summarizing the main purpose of a company, let's say. Then what I also often found here in the example for Uber is a value proposition. So how does the company actually differentiate from other companies? What is their main added value? Maybe 4 or 5 lines of text about the biggest value of the company. And then lastly, what I also often found is a vision of a company. So we're going to use neuroflash to look into how we can generate a product vision with the help of our AI. And with that, I'll jump right into our app because I don't see any questions in the meantime. If you have questions, just type them and I will stop and try to answer them. Okay, so what you see now is our app, the neuroflash app. It's a web-based app in the Google Chrome browser. What you will find when you open up the AI Writer, which is the product that we're going to talk about today, because we want to generate and write text, is that you could also always open up a new document. This is what you would usually do when you want to create a new project, start a new project. You could also, and I highly recommend you to try this out, we have this new feature called the blog post builder, with which you can create a blog post within 5 minutes max in 2 or 3 steps. It's super easy, and you get a full first draft of a blog post within 5 minutes, which is just great. And for this training today, I already did some pre-work, and I already created a document with some notes that I took already. And here's what you see when you would usually first open up a document on neuroflash. On this left side, you have your text editor. So here, all the text that you would get generated by neuroflash, you can pull that here to the left side and then also manually work with it. So I could also manually just type in some text, as you can see here. I can format text, make it bold, underline it, etc. So this is maybe like a Word document, for example. So this is the text editor on the left side, and I already added some notes here manually. On the right side is the briefing template that you already saw in my presentation. And I already pre-decided on the language that we're talking about. We're in English language already, so this is not asked here on the top. But the first thing that I did is selected my text type that I want to work with right now. And as I showed you before, we want to start with a website hero text. And for this, I already did some pre-work, and I filled out what the company is, for who it is relevant, and why this product or company exists. We have a total of 600 characters here to give the AI context, to tell the AI what do we want to write about. And as I told you before, as website text is always relevant for SEO, for your Google ranking, please include your keywords here. If you have a set of keywords that you want to rank on, please include them here, because the more keywords you integrate into your briefing, the more likely it is that those kind of words will also be included in the generated text by neuroflash. So here I could obviously fill in some more words. For the sake of this training, I'll just leave that as is. And I also entered our brand name and the product name, the AI Writer, not Texter. What you can also always do when you want to generate text with neuroflash, by clicking on Advanced Settings, you can select a tonality of the text that you want to have generated. You could always choose between 2 types of tonalities out of those, let's say, 10 different tonalities. I, for now, use positive and powerful. That would fit, I would say. And now we have everything that we need in order to create our first text with neuroflash. And now our magic pen gets to work and will create text that is unique to you and is in real time created for you. And what you can see here, we get 3 different recommendations from neuroflash based on our input with different kind of lengths. So here we could already decide between a longer and a shorter text. Let's just say, okay, we want this longer text, fits really nice into our website. And here you could say, maybe this is our headline, this is our subline. So you can always play around with what you get from neuroflash. We always say that neuroflash will give you 80% of your work, and the last 20% you have to do on your own to finalize the formatting, to especially for longer text, see if all the facts are true, maybe see if there's some sources missing, especially when you write an entire blog article with neuroflash. Sometimes it will say something like, this and that study has shown that, and obviously here you would need sources to prove those kind of indications and findings. This is not what neuroflash will give you. These are the 20% that you will have to do on your own. What you also could also do, of course, is, let's say you find one sentence from this kind of recommendations, great, but you also like this kind of wording from the other suggestions. Just put them on the left side both and combine them as you like, because in the end you want text that you find perfectly and not the AI finds perfectly. So you always have the control to kind of work on the text that you see here on the left side, so that you get a result that you're happy with. But I feel like this is a good website hero text. I like this, and with this, let's continue with our next text type that we want to have text for, which is a value proposition. And for this, I click just on the fitting text type, value proposition here. And again, I admit I did some rework to show you how a decent briefing looks like. So I copy in some text as a description that I prepared beforehand. So here I just described the company neuroflash, innovative startup from Hamburg called neuroflash, AI text generator that helps marketers develop and write more creative content fast and easier. We're 15 employees, fast growth, innovation in the marketing industry, etc., etc. So here again, we give the context of the company that we want to have a value proposition for. And below, I can add my keywords. Maybe I want to add some more here. Let's say I want to add write text faster as a keyword. Inspiration is maybe a keyword, and efficiency. I stick to my tonality, and again, I can just click on create in order to get my value proposition. Again, the magic pen does its work, and within a couple of seconds, we receive a value proposition based on our input that we can use for our website. I just choose the first one. neuroflash is an innovative startup from Hamburg that is quickly gaining traction in the marketing industry. Our AI text generator helps marketers develop and write more creative content faster and easier. With 15 employees and fast growth, we are quickly becoming the go-to solution for efficiency in the marketing industry, which sounds to me like a pretty sound value proposition. Again, let me just repeat, you can always combine different kind of recommendations. You can always edit your brief. If you say, maybe I missed some of my most important keywords, just add your keywords and you will see that the text will change accordingly. But I'm happy with this. I don't want the briefing to go away. Let's stay here. But let me continue with the last text type for now, which is called product vision. So we now have our value proposition. We have a website hero text, and now I want my product vision, or let's say company vision rather, which is this text type, company vision. And again, I need the company description. I already included that here. And here now neuroflash asks me to include the company values. So here, what I could say is one of our values is innovation, transparency is maybe a company value, inspiration, efficiency. Sounds good to me. And again, I can just click on create, and I will hopefully get a profound company vision in this case. And here we have our first vision saying, our vision is to make the creative process faster and easier for everyone. We believe that by using artificial intelligence, we can help people write better, more creative content in a fraction of the time. We're on a mission to change the way people create content, and we're just getting started. This sounds great to me. I might even show this to my boss to see if he likes it better than our current vision. So you see, this is high quality text on a good tonality. And yeah, within 10 seconds or so, generated. So these are the text types regarding corporate website text that I wanted to show you. And as I told you and teased before, I personally find SEO super important when it comes to website text. So let me quickly show you some hacks that you can use neuroflash for when it comes to SEO. The first two kind of hacks don't really work on the text that you have on your website, but more optimize the text that you have on the Google result page, which are the SEO headlines and SEO meta description, which you probably know what that is. So here we also have fitting text types for this. Here you see SEO headlines and meta description. And here, this headline is misleading. There should be description. We had a bug for this kind of text type yesterday, and we worked on this. So this is maybe a little mistake. Here you have description of the company, what you want to rank for. So I leave this. This is correct. We want the keywords that included what we want to rank for, and I'll just leave those here. I just add maybe AI writer and neuroflash, maybe also text generation or text creation, whatever. And I should now get some suggestions for SEO headlines based on the company or product description and my keywords. And here I get, in this case, one suggestion. And you see the text is way shorter than the text that you saw for our other text types, which of course makes sense because we have only one line space for our SEO headline on the Google results page. So you see here, we did some working on the text type so that the output fits to the specific use case. And here again, you could click on refresh. You could edit the brief in order to get more suggestions, maybe edit the kind of description, edit your keywords, so you have different kind of SEO headlines for your different kind of subpages of your website. But here I'm pretty much like this, neuroflash, the innovative startup shaking up the marketing industry. So this would obviously be a good SEO headline for the home page, the main page, maybe not a product specific page, but yeah, the main page. And then secondly, we're gonna also need a meta description for this. So I'll just stick with the same description, stick with the same keywords, and I should now get 2 or 3 sentences, maximum 200 characters, I think is the recommendation for meta descriptions. And what we see here is that maybe those texts are a bit too long, I would say. And let me quickly take this one, but I will edit my brief, maybe change my description, make that a bit shorter, maybe like this, and see if the output gets shorter as well. As I told you before, we had some bugs regarding those 2 text types. So this gets a bit shorter. So we still need some work on that to optimize it here, because I think this text is a bit too long for a meta description. I think, yes, it is. But hey, we're always trying our best, and I think the text is fine. And this, I see it already, is already good in length. So the optimization that I did on the brief already led to some better suggestions from the AI. Looking for an innovative way to create better content fast and easier, check out neuroflash, the AI text generator that is changing the game for marketers everywhere. So in the end, I think we found a pretty good meta description that fits well to our headline. Perfect. So coming to my last 2 hacks for SEO when it comes to your use of neuroflash. As I told you before, Google doesn't really like duplicated content on your website, especially when you sell products that are super similar and you have more or less the same product description text for those kind of products. What you could just do, type in rewrite here in the dropdown. Use this text type where you can enter and upload any kind of text that you have up to 1,000 characters, and the text type will rewrite the text for you so that Google does not view the text that you have on your website as duplicated content, which will improve your ranking. And then lastly, my most favorite feature regarding SEO as of now on neuroflash is our question generator. As you know, a lot of people, including myself, use Google in a way that we ask questions into the search bar. And on the result page of Google, you also find a lot of times actual questions being displayed and the according answers. So listing questions and providing answers on your website is super, super important for you to rank high on the topics that you want to cover. So what we can do with neuroflash is both. We can have questions generated that are important for my product category or for the industry that I'm in, but we can also already generate answers for that. So let me show you how that works. So topic description, let's just say we want to write about or want questions about digital marketing as an example. So we can just click on create to create some questions. Then in the next step, we try to answer so that you can just copy those questions and those answers onto the website. So what are some fitting questions? What is the most effective digital marketing strategy for a small business? This might be a great question for your company, for your industry. What you can do now is just copy, or select this question and use the continue writing feature that opens up once you hover over this text. And what the magic pen will now do is it will directly give you an answer to that question, as you can see now on the left side on your text editor. So you can use neuroflash in a way that is not only with the briefing template on the right side, but you can also generate text just within the text editor by using this continue writing feature. And I think this is just a great feature for you to get first some inspiration on what are relevant questions for my product, for my brand, for my category. And then also you can get within 10 seconds an answer to that question, which you can just add to an FAQ section on your website, which will really improve your SEO performance. And you can basically do that with any questions that are out there. Just copy the questions to the left side, click on them and select the question, click on continue writing. So I think this is a really, really great tool for you guys to improve your SEO performance with neuroflash. Okay, great. With this, no questions in the meantime. Let me jump back to the presentation and for me to finish up the session. If you are not already a user of neuroflash, you can of course try neuroflash out for free. You can have 2,000 words generated for free per month. Just check out our website, neuroflash.com, or copy this link for you to open up a free account. For everybody of you that already has an account in neuroflash, maybe a basic account, we are about to change our pricing structure. And I want to just highlight that if you want to create text unlimited, so with no word count limit, I would highly recommend you to subscribe to the power version of the subscription until August 16th, because after August 16th, writing words unlimited in neuroflash will get more expensive. So if you choose the power subscription before August 16th, it will only be 59 euros per month. Afterwards, it will be more expensive for you. And then let me finish up my presentation today with an information regarding these kind of webinars that we're doing, but also some more information about neuroflash. If you have questions about neuroflash, if you're already working on it and you might face some problems, you can find on our website a tab that will link you to our YouTube channel, where we have a lot of videos that try to answer the most common problems, issues, questions that our users have. But also you find the sign up link to these kind of webinars as we are in today. And in 2 weeks from now, we actually have a Q&A session where we before the session we'll collect all of our users' questions and you can also enter your questions when you sign in to that webinar. And yeah, we're gonna collect all of those questions before the webinar and try to cluster them, and then try to answer them all within this webinar, which is in 2 weeks from now. I think it's 10th of August. So I would be happy to see you there. And right now, I would be super glad if you could take 1 minute of your time to give me and to give this kind of webinar a feedback, so that we know what we can improve for the next sessions. Just asking you if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what kind of ways are out there to improve these kind of webinars. So I would be really glad if you could click on that survey and just take 1 minute of your time. And besides that, I'm done for today. I hope that the tutorial in our app was helpful for you. And I'll be here for 2 more minutes. If you have any more questions, just click them, just type them into our chat. And yeah, if that's not the case, have a great day. And I hope you enjoy your time and work with neuroflash, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.